morning. Welcome. My name's Tiffany. This is my Anderson Therapeutics Aging Well channel. This morning, I'm taking you on a walk. I have been awake for a while. I am a morning person. Are you a morning person? And an outdoor walk before sunrise is one of my favorite ways to finish my workout routine before I stretch and move on to a shower and whatever else is ahead of me. And I wanted to take you with me in honor of a special someone who has been talking to me lately about finding and maintaining the internal motivation to exercise more regularly. What motivates you? The wind is blowing here in my eyes. The breeze feels lovely though. I'm in Salt Lake. This is one of my favorite walking paths, and I'm very close to the canyons and the mountains. The air feels fresh, fairly crisp. We have been coming out of a really rough heat wave that's been overwhelming. So another reason for me to exercise early in the morning. I live in a really unique historical home that I love. It has the original rock foundation, which is really similar to something I'm going to be passing by here in a moment, and adobe walls, which is great for insulation, though because of the historic value of the home, and my landlord homeowner, who is an architect, didn't add air conditioning. So I have fans, and there is a wall unit that can sound like I'm living in a vacuum with a motor running full blast, and the power bill's ridiculous and will only keep one room cool. So I just live without air conditioning. That's one unique personal motivation for me to get up, get going. And because I've always been a morning person, it's a natural time of day because I have more energy. And now that I am a mature adult, living alone, managing the multiple chronic conditions that I have, I can take all of those decades prior of caretaking, caregiving, raising a child, all of the knowledge that I have in alternative health care, public health, and channel that back towards myself. Many women and men that I know are those who perhaps have been taking care of a lot of people in their life, though have not given themselves that same courtesy or time. And I understand that. Putting others before yourself is natural and something that isn't anything to be ashamed of or to beat yourself up. I see that living alone as a mature adult is a reality that I hadn't necessarily planned to live this way, though it's the destination I have arrived at, and it's something that I am embracing because on many levels it's liberating and given me an opportunity to look in the mirror and say, how do I want to spend the last years of my life, knowing that because of the conditions I'm living with, my time will be shorter than I had expected. Having those conversations with my family, preparing my living will, handling all of those homework assignments that are kind and respectful and show my son that I have the integrity and the confidence and the maturity to take responsibility for myself. Death is a destination that we will all reach and has never been a place or a thought that I am afraid of. I feel that having family who were raised on farms and living around animals, seeing people spend their final days at home, gave me the opportunity to see death in a very natural way. The birth, life, death cycle is a path. And I don't see that as something to be fearful of. The daily exercise that I do motivates me to have a better day and to be able to have more experiences, since, you know that corny phrase, life is short. I see life as cyclical. My friend, when they were talking to me about being fearful, living alone, wanting to exercise more often, and yet also cautious, because as females, we can often feel like there's a target on our back. And that's a valid concern. Being mindful of your surroundings, choosing your paths wisely, perhaps training in self-defense, or simply go to a gym. And with the rise of fitness videos on YouTube, thinking back to 2020 and when everything was shut down, I felt lost when I couldn't go to the gym. That, especially in my younger years, when I was caregiving, working multiple jobs, my son was still at home, I put myself through college later in life, having that time at the gym in the morning on my own, it was structured, it felt safe, so even if I was there long before dawn, I was in a group environment, and I could invest in my health and my well-being. During the pandemic, then I discovered fitness videos on YouTube that I still use them every day now. I was not a television watching person simply because I didn't have the time. And now I have found so much content on YouTube and other streaming services that have helped me to take better care of myself and are liberating. That's my intention with this channel. I am a writer and a health educator, a wellness coach. And after I experienced some life-threatening illness, and the diagnoses were piling up. I felt defeated and sad and thought, why the hell have I been investing all this time and energy? And I went through a big period of grief and a pity party. And I needed to feel those things and feel frustrated, thinking that in my mid 40s, I didn't expect to receive dual hip replacement and to have my entire world turn upside down and have a lot of the outdoor pursuits taken from me. That's how I felt. I felt robbed. It took some time to grieve and to work with an amazing surgeon, my naturopath, other medical professionals, and a physical therapist to regain my health and my mobility and make peace with my artificial joints in order to have the freedom that I have now and invest in a mobile, independent future. Since I had said my goodbyes to many loved ones who wound up in care centers, and that is a reality for many of us. My goal in taking care of myself is to remain independent and to stay in my own home, mainly to travel. That is my dream, is to be able to travel often, go around the country, and I've been doing more and more of that, mainly because of the pandemic. And I lost so many people. I lost a business. It's been that rebuilding that has been an external motivator that took me back into public health, working in a corporate setting while also reclaiming my business, not erasing my website that I had put years of work into, continuing to write, and also doing those day-to-day things like exercise, eating well, doing my best to manage stress. And I'm wondering, how are you doing? We're coming up on those seasonal illness periods. Are you investing some time and energy into yourself, into your health and well-being, so that you can feel your best, stay in tune with your body, and remain independent? Let me know. I'm going to add some links in the description to sites that may be of interest and of use to you. And I would love to hear more about any frustrations that you might have, any fears or apprehensions or celebrations about what it's like to be a mature adult living alone, and how you envision your future, and what are the steps that you're taking to reach that future. Thanks for watching.